السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you wherever you are. I welcome you with your program Fatwa Live that comes to you uh, live from Mishka Center. The first question. I have a brother and sisters who have problems over 18 years. My father died 18 years, and my other brother refused to he took over my brother who is sick, and he don't care of him. He don't take care of him. He just benefit from his money. My mother's asked, does she have a sin if she took her ownership during her life to one of her daughters that is taking care of her the answer, first of all, my advice to this elder brother who is taking care of his brother who's sick, and he's taking his financial, and he is the custodial on his money, on his life, and he spent it in his own interest instead of his brother, and he takes care of his brother who is sick. We tell him, fear Allah Azza wa Jal, and for yourself and for your brother. You are doing wrong for yourself more than you are doing to your brother. No money of a person is allowed except with his satisfaction. And the rights of the Muslims on each other, his blood, his honor, and his money. And fear Allah, and know that Allah, the rights of people will not be forgotten nor will be wasted. They will be settled at the day of judgment. And there is no money, no currency. It will be either hellfire, sins, or deeds. So it's either you're going to have to pay from your deeds or you're going to take their sins. So prepare for that moment at the day of judgment. Day for that horrible day, that terrible day, that very horrifying day. The prison is hellfire. And Allah don't need nothing, everything exposed in front of him. So I tell this mother, the person is in charge of his money and his life. So he could give from his money whatever he wants to his kids, as given in his life, with the equality between them. So fear Allah and be just between your kids. And you cannot specify one except for a reason, because of abundance of kids, or to get more education, or prepare him for a scholar, or special needs, and so on and so forth. Anyway, what the woman mentioned could be a reason, that could be for that specifications, that will not bring harm between the brothers and sisters. May Allah grant her success into what He is pleased with, and to bring peace and harmony in this family. Final question. A husband, he divorced his wife the first time after several problems and some unexplained actions. So she decided to tell her family after like several problems to find a solution for her problem with her husband. And he told her if she told that he sold her good and he is taking her salary, that he will divorce her 3 times. And she's confused what to do. She has so many problems with him, and he is very bad manners, and he's very hard to deal with, and very hard to satisfy him. Is swearing with the divorce 3 times if she told him, and does he really have that right? First of all, what the husband has done, as the person has explained, is a promise of divorce and threaten with it. He could fulfill it, or he could deny it. And that divorce that is hanging, you have to ask about his intention. If he meant that it happened when the violation happened, then it will be one divorce. If he meant just to make it hard on the person, not to do something or do something, not the divorce. So it will be a swearing that could be make a kafara, which is in the kid Allah saying, and his kafara is to feed 10 needy from among the middle of what you feed your families or their clothes, and who don't have, then he needs to fast 3 days, and this is the kafara of your swearing. Also, in the documentation from Amja about the divorce, and the divorce that is hanging, that does not happen when it happened, except if that's intention that was his intention, meaning that he want the divorce if it happened. But if that's not his intention, he just want to restrict the person from doing something or to do something, then it's not. It will be a swearing. So it does not happen except that if his intention. It will be one divorce, not 3. And what is mentioned that it's only if he said you are divorced 3 times or 100, or it's only one divorce, as the majority of the scholars, and this is the choice of the American Muslim Jurist Association. The following question: we love you in the sake of Allah. I know I believe in Allah, and He is the most merciful. But in the journey of Al Isra al Mi'raj, the Prophet ﷺ, he asked to reduce the praise from 50 to 5. So it's not imaginable that the Prophet ﷺ is more merciful on this ummah, that he asked for the reduction from Allah, the Almighty, the one who had put the obligation himself to 50. So how do I finish this? The answer: Allah's action does not go out of His wisdom. People understand it, and some people can ignore it and not understand it. Allah's actions, He is the one who knowledgeable. He is wise. He has the absolute wisdom. The prayers, it was obligated 50 and day and night. Allah reduced it out of His own mercy to 5, as it's mentioned in the hadith, as we know. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah Azza wa Jalla obligated 50. And when I passed by Musa, he told me, what did he obligate on your nation? He said 50. He said, go back to your Lord. Your nation cannot do it. So I went back. So he put half. So I went back to Musa. So he said, go back to your Lord. Your nation cannot burden. And he kept going back and forth until it became 5 in the action and 50 in the reward. Allah's law cannot be changed. So I went to Musa. He said, go back. He said, I can't. I feel shy from Allah. Hafid al-Hajj says, what is meant? There are 5 in number and action and 50 in the counted because of the reward. But what is the wisdom? Shows Allah's mercy in here. Allah Azza wa Jal is the merciful, and His bounty on this nation, that He reduced it from, and He gave it the reward of 50, showing the connection of the Prophet ﷺ on Allah Azza wa Jal, and show his status with Allah the Almighty, that Allah reduced the obligation because of his action and his intercession, and also to allow him to speak and to speak because he went 9 times and he always take 5 down, and show the importance of asking Allah and repeating the action, because Allah loves to be asked. Also to show the bounty of Musa and his mercy and his feeling to the followers of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and how the connection between the prophets and the nations. That show the honor, that to honor the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam by accepting his intercession to reduce, and other things of the wisdom. And Allah knows. At the end, that Allah the Almighty cannot be asked of what He's doing, and they're asked. The first question: I was pregnant in the 4th month. I forgot that I was pregnant, and I lifted some weight, and that bring me to lose the baby. Is there a kafara for this? The answer: if this is something normal that you was not supposed to affect him, not a problem, because your action and these actions is normal. But if that action from known that it will affect the, like to lift heavy stuff, because the burglar should not lift heavy stuff. And if it is to lose the baby in the 4th month, it's not killing a person that you require to pay the diya or the kafara, because no soul was blown in it. Only after 120 days. For that, the losing the baby is not a problem. But you got the sin if it is intended and require the repentance. But what was done by mistake or on a forgetting, then it is in the forgiven, because Allah said, "Oh Allah, forgive us if we forgot or we made mistakes." And it was authenticated in the hadith that Allah Azza wa Jal said, "I've done," meaning He has forgiven. Also Allah said, "You have no burden from what you have made mistakes, but what you intentionally intended in your heart." And Allah is more forgiving. And that question was mentioned to that a woman went with her husband and kids, and she was in her 4th month. And we took our luggage, because we have a lot of luggage. And then I felt pain, and I lost the baby. And I buried him with no washing or prayers. I was the end of the 4th month, and I was bleeding from the blood. After losing the baby, I had the blood of nifas, and stayed until the end of Hajj. Do I have is there any burden on me? I didn't wash him, I didn't pray on him, and didn't tell nobody. And it was not with my intention or my will. So the answer was, if it is just like you said, it was the 4th month, did not finish 4 months, there's no kafara on this and losing the baby, because the soul was not blown in it with that. So it's not named, nor you wash him, nor you pray on him. But you get uh, sin because you caused that, so you need to repent and to ask Allah's forgiveness. What happened from you, and not to go back to this kind of action in the future. The final question is saying La ilaha illallah in my and during the Jum'ah, or say Subhanallah when we hear the Imam. Is that going to lose my reward in the khutbah? Or is it from the talk that is not intended, not liked? If the person get to the member, the Muslims who are attending the congregation, to listen, to hear, and listen to to the khutbah, and whomever said to his brother, while the Imam is khutbah, then he says Salam alaikum, or talk to him, or hush, or off, or be quiet. He has made a law. But saying Salah Al Sawy Muhammad, you do say it silently if he is mentioned, if the Khatib mentioned the Prophet's name, without distracting others. The the dhikr that has a need is a dispute between the scholars. Some who said nothing wrong with that. That has a reason. But it will be in salat. Some who allowed it, some who stop it. The guarding yourself to put the prayer to listen, not to make the dhikr on the day of Jum'ah. Wallahu alam. Listen to the khutbah. So we go back. The following. If Allah, or said the Quran in the heart, is going to be uh, uh, rewarded. You do that dhikr in the heart and the tongue, and to have that tongue and the heart together. The second one, to mention Allah with your tongue only, and your heart is unaware, and you get the reward. Not the same when the heart is attached to the tongue, because to have your heart connected with the tongue, it is better and it's high. And it's good to have the tongue busy with the mention of Allah. And the only by the heart, it is dhikr. It's not the norm. You don't get the whole reward. So we'll say to have it on the heart. Inshallah, you will get rewarded for all of them, but the decree is up to Allah Azza wa Jal. But definitely, when you have the tongue and the heart attached, connected with the remembrance of Allah, you get the best reward. Can you do the Umrah during the hard time and the fear of the future? So you could get the dua and ask Allah? Of course, yes, allowed. And I don't think that should be a question. If you want to ask Allah. And to go to his haram, it is one of the greatest things to go to his house and to be Safa and Marwa, do the virtues and to seek Allah in these places. Definitely is rewarded, and may Allah answer your questions and your supplication, and to ease your hardship and to put the calmness in your heart. To say there is no life except the here of the hereafter. When you see the calamity of this life, yes, it is a lot. It is a dhikr for the time of calamity is to hold the tongue, the soul, so you will not be uh, deceived by the uh, those who are enjoying this life for only this life, and they have nothing in the hereafter, like the disbelievers. So you'll be happy with Allah's bounty that He has in the future for you. May Allah give you satisfaction in this life and in the hereafter. Allah said, do not extend your eyes for those that we have made them enjoy from couples from this life. So we test them in it, and Allah sustenance it is more lasting and more enjoyable. If I go in front of my wife in the house, in front of her, does that void her prayer? No, but you should not be in front of your wife or anybody who's praying. You give him at least the area where he makes his sujood. Anything beyond that, not a problem, inshallah. It is better for those who pray to individually to put some kind of cover in front of him, so people will pass in front of that. If you want to pass, if you put a chair or something in front of her, so you'll be able to pass. Is visiting the West countries who are against Islam and Muslims, and they insult our countries and stuff and Islam. Is that disliked? Well, if it is to enjoy, it is better for you to find a different place to visit. Because the tourism in the Islamic countries and spending your money in those countries better for you than you have Turkey, Maghreb, Sham. So many places of beautiful Muslim countries that you could go and visit instead of the European countries that are declaring war against Islam. If it is just passing by, not a problem, inshallah. It's not to what is forbidden or restriction, but it is to stay on the things that are safe, and you put your money with your people, with your people, and do not forbid what Allah has allowed. I put $1,000 from Bitcoin, and I heard that these are forbidden or riba. Is that true? No, to buy is not riba. If you want to get rid of it, I said, go ahead, get your money with the currency you want. We have restrictions. We have fatwas about the Bitcoin. I will ask the people working to send you a link to talk about the Bitcoin fatwas, inshallah. But to just buy it, it's not haram. But you are gambling. So if you refuse to use it, at least put the rules in the. Because if you did currency, you have to be in quality and to hold. And if it's not the same, then you have to hold. And there is nothing wrong of the difference. I wish that me and my kids will immigrate to Muslim countries, but we don't have a job in any of those. Is there a dua that we could do or an action we could do that Allah will allow us to go to an Islamic country? We could raise them in Islam. What can be your tongue with remorse of Allah, abundance of istighfar, and keep the dua that, and choose the places of the times of the acceptance, like the last 1/3 of the night after Asr, Jum'ah. If you are fasting, when the time of Maghrib, and ask Allah Azza wa Jal to bring you on the best matters for him. Can I spread my inheritance on my two daughters? I'm divorced, and my brothers are not in need. And they don't. And they took their permission. Well, don't make it a will after death, because Allah Azza wa Jal has given everybody his right after death. So there is no uh, will for somebody who inherits. But you could give it in your life between your daughters, where they have to hold them, where they have to have possession of them. Especially what you have mentioned, of that they have accepted and they are not in need, and they have no problem with that. So we come to the conclusion of the first part, inshallah. We'll continue in a couple of hours. Please join us. We hope to meet you in a couple of hours. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك